avid cyclists put away their bikes for the winter and find another way to get around town.
But for a hardy bunch in Evanston, they still bike downtown to work no matter how cold it gets. So we decided to send John Hansen to join them for the morning ride. He's starting at Everyday Cycles and Motion. So, all right, what's going on, John?
Yeah, good morning, ladies. I'm a little bit nervous for this bike ride down to the studio, but Ben Shapiro of Evanston Bike Club, you assure me that everything's going to be okay, right?
We have a history of not killing people on rides, so you'll be fine.
Oh, why do we say that? No, so, I mean, you guys ride, what, almost every day, as long as it's not icy?
Yes, we ride every day.
Why?
Because it's fun.
Yeah?
And it's a great way to stay in shape, and it gets you outside, and it really relaxes you at the end of the ride.
Do you guys bike all the way down, and then obviously you guys got the shop here. Do you just bike all the way back up then, Liz?
Absolutely. It's not a big deal for people who ride all the time, and if you were riding your bike a lot, it's an easy ride.
All right.
It's easier than you think.
Easier than I think.
You're going to be fine.
So it's funny. I'm going to be fine thanks in part to these guys. I came somewhat unprepared. First of all, what is the thing that I bought? I call it a baklava around my head. What is this thing?
It's a balaclava.
Balaclava.
It's a head and neck covering that's adjustable to cover parts of your face as you need to so that the wind stays off the skin that has the most blood vessels near the surface.
Or Cindy said I could rob a bank if I needed to right after this. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. The other thing where I was woefully unprepared, Gina, Melissa, if you don't mind holding the bike, Ben, was in my feet. I came with gym shoes that didn't seem quite right. And you're a podiatrist, and you said I wasn't quite ready, right?
Yes. He arrived this morning. It's 22 degrees outside with gym shoes with a mesh outer, which would allow a lot of convection cooling, and we don't want to have frostbite on this trip. So what we did was put an outer layer of socks. We put some chemical heaters inside the shoes on the toes, and then we did a outer sock, cheap outer sock, and then we reinforced that with duct tape as a barrier.
I'm just glad that I have a doctor along here with me now, and a foot doctor. So you think I'm going to be okay?
I think you'll be fine.
Okay, so you're okay. Yeah. So what we're going to do, Gina, Melissa, which is so cool, just shout out to Mike and Dustin, our crew here. We have rigged our live pack on the back of the bicycle. We've got a GoPro on the front of it. Mike and Dustin are going to be driving and tracking us down. We have a graphic of a map, kind of a rude drawing of exactly where we are on this trek that will be tracking my ride on down. We're going to try and get down to the studio by the end of the show, and if all goes to plan, you're going to be able to talk to me along this ride and just see how miserable or happy I am. So, Gina, Melissa, we're going to get all set up here in just a second, and we'll be riding here in just a few minutes. Back to you guys in the studio.
Okay.
Better him than us.
Right? I saw him as he was leaving to go on this little adventure.
Yeah.
Right before we were coming in to tape the stuff we do before the show. And I just looked, I was like, that's interesting. I was like, good luck, boo.
They had to duct tape his feet. Thankfully, they took care of him.
Right?
What if they just sent him out there to freeze?
And you could tell that she looked at him when he came in and was like, oh, that will not do at all.
All right, well, we hope John makes it to the studio. We will see. Again, he's riding from Evanston to Chicago, and I don't know. I mean, listen, good luck.
Right, 6:44.
And John Hansen is off. There he is. He's heading to our studio, riding his bike from Evanston. Stay with us. We'll see if he makes it. Another hour of You and Me is straight ahead.
He doesn't look
comfortable.
Where is he?